Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. Take 3. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for joining me here today. I have been playing in my Mourning Pages journal. Thought I was done. Yeah, not quite. I do have some empty pages. I really didn't think I was going to fill them, but I may. You have all been great in supporting me through all of this. Leave a comment if you would like. I do try to respond to every comment. Subscribe if you haven't. We have over 400 videos together, and you have held me up and you have gotten me to the table. And hopefully I'm getting you to the table. I'm here for inspiration only. Take what you need, leave the rest behind, and see you on the table. Okay, here's your project for today, or my project for today. I want to be invisible. Let's put some Stabilo up there, huh? There we go. Fun background, lots of layers, of course. This is a vintage curtain, an image that I copied about 4 times. Yeah, acrylic, underpants, bubble wrap, markings, lots of fun. I am running out of good light, and it is time to walk Hudson. I have a brand new bottle of gesso, yay! I'm going to put gesso over some music underpants that I put on a sturdy page of probably 3 pages glued together. The Mod Podge is still wet. I'm going to just clean my brush on the next page. That could be an interesting page. Bring my gift card in. And make that more gloppy. And we'll let that dry. Good morning. Yes, definitely dark o'clock. First cup of coffee. I have my underpants on with some white gesso, just carded down the page. Bringing in some black gesso, just squishing it down the page with a card. And we'll let that dry. Going to bring in my sanding block, knock this down a little bit, pick up some of the texture of the underpants. Put down another layer of old book text or underpants. I'm not going to wait for that to dry. I'm bringing in an Indian yellow hue. And we'll let that dry. Sometimes we come to the table, have no idea what we're going to do, so we just put underpants on. And that's kind of what's going on today. Bring in some powdered blue. Interesting to look at the colors that are coming alive on here. White, black, kind of an orange, flamish, and now a calming blue. And we'll let that dry. Bring in some white gesso. I have some cattail copper brown Lindy's. Give it a spritz of that. Let that dry. I'm going to put some of the gold on my workspace here. I'm bringing in a toilet paper roll that has some toilet paper on it. And we'll let that dry. All right, we got some beautiful circles. Let's get some lines going. Black gesso, card. Taking shape. Let it dry. Bring in my sanding block, knock it down a little bit. Bring in some underpants. Let those dry. A little bit of white gesso. Bring in a wet paper towel. Bubble wrap, black gesso, let that dry. Some blue paint, just felt like it needed some blue paint, and corrugated cardboard. Cattail copper brown. Let it dry. So I have the light blue paint really diluted. Bringing in a cap. Make sure those are nice and juicy. Stand it up and let it run down. Redefine those circles. Let's bring some of that gold back in for some markings. And we'll let that dry. I'm going to bring my sanding block in, just knock it down a little bit. All right, this is the focal point that I'm going to be working with, and I made a copy, and then I made it so that it was lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter still. So I have an intention. I do I do have this in my computer, so in case I blow it, I can make another copy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and remove parts of her. So let's just see how that's going to go. So I'll put Mod Podge on the back and then place it on the piece. Okay, now deep breath. put some glue on here, Mod Podge on here. I am going to keep cutting more and more away. Bring in the last copy, which is really, really faded. And we will let her dry. I'm going to go around the edges and remove anything that doesn't belong there. I'm going to bring my focal point in and glue it onto this delicious background. This is a fabric flower from some drapes. Put Mod Podge on the back of that. We'll press that down and let that dry. Bring in my Stabilo, go around the edges of the focal point and also around the edges of the page. Spit and smudge, blend that in. I have another piece of that fabric. It's a little bit tattered and torn, which of course I love. I'm putting Mod Podge on that and I will put it on the piece. I have my words down. I want to be invisible. Bring some Mod Podge in on her face and a little bit on the flowers. Lay a piece of sewing pattern down, exposing her eye. Put Mod Podge on top of that sewing pattern. And let her dry. And there she is. I love her. Go create, go play, go have fun.